Welcome to War Thunder with Subdude. How y'all doing today? Well, today we're going to do something a little bit different. I know that up until now I have basically been harping map mission, map mission, map mission. Anyone that's watched my videos is probably absolutely sick to death of hearing map mission, map mission, map mission. I agree with you. I'm sick to death of saying map mission, map mission, map mission. Because nobody seems to be listening. They may be listening, but they just aren't giving any indication that they're listening. So, today, let's take a look at what I think would be interesting to add to the game as far as aviation goes, especially seeing as how we're looking down the barrel of Tier 6 aircraft, whether we get supersonics or not. Now, I'm going to be speaking from my position as somebody who actually likes to play jet fighter bombers or bombers, attackers if you will. Let's start off with a favorite of the Brits, the Buccaneer, the S2 Buccaneer. Now, somebody's going to be going, but it carries missiles. And guess what? We're looking down the barrel of missiles too. And mostly it carries air-to-ground missiles, if it carries anything. And it carries anti-shipping missiles, if it carries anything. The rest of the time it carries bombs. It can pack a couple of sidewinders, which is great. For those of you that don't know what a sidewinder is, it's an AIM 7. Or AIM 9, excuse me. AIM 7 is a Sparrow. But those are only for self-defense. And guess what? You can't shoot behind yourself with a sidewinder. No matter how hard they try, they still can't shoot behind themselves. But subsonic plane, great bomb load, fantastic bomb load, and it's new enough to be able to do something in the game. Now, will we get something like that? One can only hope. But beautiful plane. Lots of pictures of it. And it's a seagoing plane. So, if we ever get carriers to land on, yeah. Although most of the time we have air bases. So, enough of the Blackburn Buccaneer. Beautiful plane, I want to see it in game. Next up, the Su-7. A beautiful Russian plane. Subsonic, carries a good bomb load. Carries rockets and bombs. It's an attacker. It's used by lots of people. And it doesn't look bad for a Russian plane. Rather thick wings, so it is not going to be one of those planes that you have to worry about running away from everything that's out there. And it carries a fairly decent group of bombs. General purpose, 500, 750s, a nuclear bomb, yeah. Fab 250s, 230mm cannons with the 70 rounds per gun. Man, you Russians really do not like to give your planes a lot of bullets, I tell you. You don't allot enough room for bullets. And it's got 4 hard points, which means it would be an adequate attacker. Speed, not too shabby, not too shabby. Performance, max speed, 0.94 Mach, or 1,150 kilometers an hour at sea level. Decent speed. But that's the Su-7. If you're into Russian planes, it would be a very nice Tier 6 aircraft. Still subsonic, but still much sexier. Let's move on to the next plane. The Étendard Dassault Étendard Mark IV, or number 4. Again, a subsonic attacker. Maximum speed, 1,099 kilometers an hour at sea level. Armament, 2 30mm Deepas, or 2 Automalara Matra rocket pods with 18 snubs, or 1,360 kilograms, 3,000 pound payload on 4, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, external hardpoints. A decent bomb load, and a pretty darn sexy looking aircraft, if I do say so myself. It would make a good Tier 6 aircraft for the French. Now we get into some of the other planes that I really like. The Skyhawk, the A4 Skyhawk, probably one of the longest serving light attack planes ever in the U.S. history. If we look back, the A4 actually started service in 1954, and it went until, well, let me see, 79 it was last produced, and it went out of service with the U.S. in 2003. The Israelis still flew it until 2015, which means this one was really long-lived. It was a good plane. Soundly built, soundly spawed out, and it could carry quite the bomb load. And you can see it had 2 20mm cannons with 100 rounds per gun, so it wasn't overarmed in that respect. But it had 4 underwing hard points. It could carry a boatload of stuff. 9,900 pounds, or 4,490 kilogram payload. That's a lot of ordnance. And you can see that it could carry a very wide variety of missiles, bombs. Which means this would be an excellent Tier 6 aircraft, while still being subsonic. A4 Skyhawk is an awesome little plane. Nice orthographic view, and there is such a wide variety of skins for this plane. And we can actually get an air refueling probe, so maybe sometime in the future we can have air refueling. Who knows? It's a game. Let's think, it could be nice. But the A4 Skyhawk. Now, one of my favorites, A6 Intruder. Now, why would the A6 Intruder be one of my favorites? Well, it was designed from the ground up to be a bomber. The A4 Skyhawk was actually originally designed to be a light fighter, and then a light attacker, and then finally a light bomber. But the A6 Intruder was designed from the get-go as a bomber. And if you look here, 30 Mark 82 500-pound bombs. 30. Think about that for a moment. Let that sink in. That's a lot of ordnance. 10 1,000-pound bombs. 3 Mark 82 2,000-pound bombs. Mark 20 Rockeye cluster bombs. Nuclear bombs we won't get into, but gun pods 20 millimeter, gun pod 30 millimeter. And then you have the AGMs and the AAMs. This plane could pack ordnance. That's what it was designed to do. And again, subsonic. Is it the most beautiful plane? No, it's got a schnoz. But it's still one very, very nice aircraft. Maneuverable, packs a punch without being over-tiered. Let's move on to another plane that happens to be one of my wheelhouse favorites, the A7 Corsair II. The A7 Corsair II, again, a derivative of the F8 Crusader. An awesome supersonic jet. However, this plane packs a turbofan and is subsonic. And the reason it's subsonic is because it is an ordnance delivery platform. It was designed to drop maximum hurt on specific targets. And again, let's look at the armament. Guns. Here's where I really kind of lose it, because it's got a M61 Vulcan 20 millimeter Gatling gun. And it packs, see it? 1,030 rounds. Now, as fast as the Vulcan can fire those bullets out, it will empty the magazine quickly. But if you thought that the guns on the Sabre F2 shot fast, or the Defas or the Aidens fired fast, you ain't seen nothing yet. If one of these ever got up behind you and pumped out a burst, it would cut you in half. That's a Vulcan. Plus, it could carry a couple of sidewinders, so yes, in the future, when we get air-to-air missiles, and they will come eventually, I know Gaijin says we're testing, it's not looking good, which means probably in a year or so. But there's air-to-ground missiles and bombs. Up to 30 500-pound bombs. Mark 82 bombs or Mark 80 series of unguided bombs. It could also go with the paveway laser-guided bombs. The Corsair II is my idea of max hurt on a target, ground target. And it's also a plane that can maneuver well enough to hang with a fighter at low speed, even if it isn't a fighter. Now, some people are going to call, well, it's an attack fighter. Well, no, it's an attack bomber. And there's a two-seat version, which is a trainer, but it could also be amped up to carry the ordnance. Beautiful plane, naval strike fighter. A lot of countries used them, and some are still using them. I think the Greeks are still using them. But there you have it. Daddy leading a flight of chicks. Pretty dangerous chicks, too. The Corsair 2. This is a plane I would definitely like to see in War Thunder, and it doesn't break the supersonic meta. Now, you're probably going, okay, well, that handles all the main countries. You've got France, you've got Soviet Union, you got Britain, you got America. Well, what do we do about Germany and Italy and Japan? Well, in those cases, we're going to have to make some arrangements. Now, are those arrangements going to be looked at very well by the community? Well, it all depends. It depends upon whether people have an open mind. We've already got paper planes in the game. We really do. R2Y2. All three of them are paper planes. They didn't exist. I don't think they even existed on paper. They're whole cloth planes. The Horton that we have in game is a amalgamation plane. It was originally designed to be a 1,000-kilogram bomber, but Gaijin has repurposed it as a MK-103 fighter. I'm not complaining about that. But for Germany, Japan, and Italy, we're going to have to start looking a little beyond. Now, Italy is relatively easy. The G91Y would be an excellent Tier 6 plane. Still subsonic, 4 bomb pylons, not 2 like you've got on the G91R1 and pre-series currently. The G91Y has 4 bomb pylons, dual engine, and if I do say so myself, quite a sexy aircraft. That leaves Germany and Japan. I don't know of any site that makes fake Japanese aircraft or proposed Japanese jets and bombers Luft46 style. I think if we're going to be looking past that, we need to actually look at sites like Luft46 and lifting some of their more advanced designs and doing a little bit of artistic license to bring them up to a state where they actually might be worthy of Tier 6. or we need to give them U.S. and Soviet and British and French aircraft. I know that if you look at Japan, they had their F-1. Their F-1 was, I won't say it was a rip-off, but it was a derivative thereof of the Jaguar, I believe. And Jaguar would fit well with the Germans also. I don't have one of those pulled up off from WikiLeaks or Wikipedia at the moment. I could do that. Alright, here's the Jaguar. No wonder I couldn't find it. It was Specat. S-E-P-E-C-A-T, Jaguar. Introduction 1973, retired 2005. France, UK, Oman. Active in India still. So I guess the Germans didn't have the Jaguar. India, Ecuador, France, Nigeria, Oman, UK. Well, we could probably toss that one over to the UK. However, this is a Mach-capable aircraft. And as a Mach-capable aircraft, probably wouldn't be very good fit. And there's the Mitsubishi F1. Mitsubishi F1, if you look carefully, does look very similar to the Jaguar. What was that picture? Well, maximum speed 1,056 miles an hour and 1,700. Yeah, this one's another supersonic. Beautiful plane, but again, breaks the meta. Jaguar and the Mitsubishi F1 are just a bit much for the game. Various bombs, air to air, air to surface. IAR Butter. That would be Romanian? Yugoslavia. Oh, excellent plane. But again, probably max speed 0.9 Mach. So, it doesn't break the meta as far as speed goes, and 223mm cannons, 200 rounds per gun. Yeah, there you go. A little bit better than the Russians give their pilots. Yugoslavs figured, hey, get a little more shooting time. Up to 2,500 kilograms on 5 pylons. So that would make a good attacker. There's a lot that we can do in this game that will and will not break the meta. Currently, we have too many planes that do break the meta. However, we can start thinking Luft46 wise and possibly find some planes that are worthwhile as bombers, as ground attackers, as air superiority fighters, and as long-range bombers. As you can see, there were a lot of different proposals in Germany. And some of these planes look downright lethal. Figured that one with a couple of MK-103s and some ground attack bombs. And this one packs, or supposedly was going to be designed to pack, a couple of MK-108s. And it looks cool. That gull wing looks absolutely cute. I keep looking at that plane and I think of a finch because of the nose. But hey, you know, that's whatever. There's lots of different planes that we could be looking at. And the sooner we start looking at planes for Tier 6, the better. And as I said, I've been harping on mission map, mission map, mission map. Well, let's start looking at new planes to go with missions and maps that get updated, hopefully, in the very, very near future. Because if they aren't updated, it's really going to be a waste of time. I mean, there's a lot of planes that I have not wasted my time grinding out because I just don't feel like it. And the only thing I play is air realistic. Now somebody would probably, well, why don't you play tanks? Because I don't like tanks. It may change here come Monday or Tuesday when I get my new system in, but as of right now, I don't like tanks. And as soon as I get my eyes fixed, I may change my opinion. But right now, the only thing I like to play is air realistic. So, this is Subdude signing off. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and we will catch you in the skies. And hopefully Gaijin will look at this and go, food for thought. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow, and see you later.